So game week 4 is now over, and this game week was just one hell of a game week. It was really surprising with a lot of things that happened in the game week. There were a lot of expectations from managers which were met, and there were just some unforeseen circumstances that came up in game week 4. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's the FPL Pundit here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a team and game week review for game week 4. So if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification icon so that anytime I post a new video you're going to be aware. I would like you to stick around to my channel because I'm going to be doing a lot of FPL content on this channel, and I'll make sure I give you quality channels. A little bit of apologies for my audio. My audio is quite bad today. I'm having a lot of background noise. I've tried to eliminate those noise, but you know, if I do it too much, it's going to affect the whole overall audio. But as long as you can hear me, I'll just make sure I'm audible enough and I give you good audio. So please stick to my channel. Let's get straight into the video. So welcome back once again. How did your game week go? Like I was asking before, my game week was just it wasn't so impressive, and at the same time it wasn't bad either. But I'm kind of satisfied with the points I got, although a few players disappointed me, and I'm sure that's actually the same for other managers. So we see that the major highlights of the game week 4 was Cristiano Ronaldo, and there wasn't anything too special from that because he got 2 goals, and there were other players that performed alike. The likes of Lukaku was able to get 13 points too, and it was my captain. I don't have Ronaldo, so Lukaku was my captain. We see the best player from the game week, the Marker from Wolves, who was one of the players I mentioned some time ago in my watch list for the next game week. I mentioned Marker in one of my watch lists, and it was able to turn out to be a positive one for managers. So quickly let's go through the game week review before I come to my team review. So for the game week review, we see that there was a shocker right from the beginning of the game week, having Crystal Palace and Spurs play first together. Spurs wasn't even able to get a goal, and they conceded 3-0 to Crystal Palace. This was really unexpected for most managers, although my predictions for this particular match was even inaccurate. I was expecting this match to end in a draw, and although I wasn't really expecting too many goals from the match, because I was talking about how both sides have very good defense, and I was also concerned about Spurs having to attack, because I said it also in my game week preview video for game week 4 that Spurs might not really see many goals in this match. But irrespective of that, I would say that it was just an unexpected result. Crystal Palace won 3-0 against Spurs, and that was quite impressive coming from Crystal Palace. So that means we can have a lot more to get and to see from Crystal Palace players. So I feel Crystal Palace players is going to be making it to my watch list or transfer list for this game week. So that was that about Crystal Palace Spurs. Moving down to Arsenal Norwich, you see the Arsenal Norwich match. I wasn't expecting much of a goal. Both sides are struggling down the table, and it was definitely going to be a tough one, but in favor of Arsenal. Like I said in my previous video, Arsenal was going to come out with a win from this one, which we actually saw come true. They even came out with a clean sheet as well. So could this be a revival for Arsenal? Maybe let's just wait and see how they perform in the next game weeks, but I don't think anyone should be getting any of Arsenal players at the moment. So moving down to Brentford and Brighton, this was quite an unexpected result for me. I think I predicted this one to go either way. So there were not many goals from the game week. So moving to Leicester City Manchester City's match, for me was actually another unexpected result. I was expecting this match to be a high scoring one, and even both sides to actually get goals, but we see that Man City was able to keep a clean sheet from this particular match, and also able to win the match 1-0. So Leicester City wasn't able to turn out anything from this match. It was just a negative match for them, and that was that about the match. But there's just one particular concern I have about Leicester City. Why is the coach not playing Iheanacho? You see how Iheanacho has been performing last season, and this season is just coming from the bench. A lot of managers even had him at the beginning of the season, but as we can see, he's just mostly coming from the bench. For a player like Iheanacho, who is able to provide results whenever you want him. Why not keep playing? Why not start this guy? Why bringing him from the bench? I really don't understand why that is that. But let's move on to the next match, which is one of the major highlights for the week. That's Manchester United Newcastle, which ended 4-1. This was quite a predictable match. It was the high scoring, the Manchester United win was quite predictable, and a lot of managers had Ronaldo and even captain Ronaldo, although it was not the most captain for the week. The most captain for the week was just still Salah. But every manager who bought Ronaldo are actually happy right now, and they got what they paid for. I was quite skeptical about bringing Ronaldo to my team at first. Even up to now, I don't think but I think from now I might actually bring Ronaldo to my team, for the fact that I feel like now Ronaldo is a must-have for every FPL managers. You know, some managers might feel like, okay, if you have Lukaku, you probably don't need Ronaldo, and if you have Ronaldo, you probably don't need Lukaku. But when you know these two players are going to be performing consistently, why not have both players together? It's just going to be a plus. If you can have both players, just go ahead and have both players together. So that's what I am thinking right now. So from the game weeks coming on, I'm going to be trying my possible best to bring in Ronaldo to my team. And not just Ronaldo, another player that I think really needs to get into the eyes and hearts of managers is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba has actually been fantastic so far this season, having 7 assists in just 4 games. 7 assists in 4 games is not beans. It's not just child's play. It's something really impressive, and I think a lot of managers are overlooking Pogba. But so far, I think many managers are already bringing in Pogba into their team. So Southampton West Ham, there was nothing spectacular or very interesting from this match, aside from the low lights that Antonio got a red card from this match, and definitely up to 50% of Fantasy Premier League managers already have Antonio. So this was a disappointment for most managers, and we could actually see many managers transferring out Antonio ahead of the next game week. But I would just really advise managers to calm down, chill, and don't transfer out Antonio yet. Don't just impulse sell him. He's just going to miss just one match. He's going to get back on the 25th of September. So I think you shouldn't be scared about price rises or price falls, and any player you know is going to be beneficial to your team for the long term, for the long run. You should keep that player, and Antonio is one of those players. So I don't think managers should sell off Antonio. Managers should actually keep him and just be patient with him, because he's going to get back to the team. So Watford and Wolves, this particular match was I would say was quite predictable for me as well. In my previous match I mentioned how both sides have actually been lagging behind in the Premier League, and how Wolves could be looking to get their first win, although I was expecting the major goals or assists to come from Traore or Jimenez, but we see that it was just other players from the team who most managers don't have that actually turned out to give the results for Wolves. And a lot of managers can start getting impatient with the Wolves players they have, especially the big names like Traore and Jimenez, and I'm one of those managers whom might start getting impatient with them. But I just want to be patient and wait a little bit longer and see how it goes with Spurs players. So moving on to the next match, we have Chelsea against Aston Villa. Chelsea against Aston Villa, very predictable match. I was definitely expecting this to happen, and Lukaku was able to get 2 goals. Lukaku was my captain. That was just the best decision I made for the game week, because previously my captain was on Salah, and I was looking to just maximize my points for the week. And if I had not given the captain to Lukaku, I might not even get up to the average points, as Salah just had 8 points and Lukaku was able to get double figures for the game week, scoring 13 alongside Ronaldo and Marcao. So as my captain was able to get 26 points, as you can see on the screen. So moving on to the next match was Leeds Liverpool. Same scoreline with Chelsea. Leeds weren't able to get any goal. This was quite unexpected for me. I was expecting this to go like another high scoring match where both sides going to get goals, but Liverpool was solid defensively. I had Matip, who is a Liverpool defender, and was able to get points for me, which I think that was awesome. It was just cheap, just about 5 million or so, and getting clean sheet from a player like Matip is just something that most managers might overlook, because most managers would prefer to have Van Dijk over Matip. But in the long run, you will see that Van Dijk is just expensive, and it's not as though he scores in every particular match or he scores that often. So Matip is always a better choice for me. It could even help you free up more funds to sign more forwards or more midfielders that are going to get you goals. So the last match for the game week was Everton Burnley, and this match was it was a predictable one too, in favor of Everton. And the major highlight from this match was the fact that Demarai Gray scored again in this match, which means that Demarai Gray now has, I think, 3 goals in the Premier League so far this season, and is even cheaper than some of the players on my bench, Bissouma, who I signed in place of him. And Demarai Gray is cheap, and most managers have been overlooking him, I think, until this game week. I think we might now start seeing a lot of managers trying to transfer Demarai Gray, which is actually a very good idea. Apart from impulse buy, I think it's going to be beneficial in the long run, looking at how Benitez, the coach of Everton, has been implementing him into the squad and the tactics, and he's been consistently starting this guy over the game weeks so far. So now, moving to my team review, I have a total of 64 points. My overall points so far now is 235, which is quite low. My overall rank is 3.1 million of a total of 8 million players. So my game week rank, I didn't really move either. From the previous game week, I was still ranked about 3.1 million the previous game week, but my game week rank, I think, was quite lower. My game week rank was about 3.1 million, as you can see on the screen, and I had a total of 61 points this game week. The average point was 57, so that means I was around the average point, and I didn't do as well as expected. Before Everton match, I think I was ranked about 2.9 million, or was it 2.9 or 2.7? I think 2.9 or 2.7 million. That was my rank for the game week until after Everton's match, which I think a lot of managers who still had Everton players were able to rank up more points, which actually pulled me down the leaderboard. So the average points moved up to 57 and I got 61, so I think that was about average that I got. So looking at my squad, there were a few players who didn't do as well as I expected, and that's Raya wasn't able to get a clean sheet, and we have Guaita on my bench who had a clean sheet, who might have started for my squad, but we really expected that Crystal Palace would have been able to keep a clean sheet against the likes of Spurs. Nobody, so I wouldn't really beat myself too much about that. It was just the normal decision any manager would make. So Alonso was able to get me 5 points, Walker got me 6 points, Pinnock 2 points, Matip 6 points, Salah 8 points, Berama 3 points, and Traore 3 points. Antonio got the red card like we discussed, and he got minus for that, so that was 1 point deducted from the total points I had. So Lukaku was my captain, scoring 30 points, but as my captain he has double of that, which is 26. And Jimenez, this was actually, I think, the most ridiculous transfer I made for the game week, because it was even better even if I had left Callum Wilson. If I left Callum Wilson in my team and just put him on the bench and just start someone else, it would have even been better for me, because I had to take 4 points each to sign Jimenez, and at the end of the day, Jimenez does nothing. No goal, no assist, nothing. He even got, I think, a yellow card. Now he had just 1 point. That's actually like the worst decision I made this game week. And moving on to the next game week 5, I think I'll be making a lot of adjustments to this and try to make sure I start scoring higher than I've been doing. But so far, I just think I'm okay, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I don't have a consistent squad yet, because my players are just either injured or getting a red card, and this was what I've been trying to avoid. That was why I used my wild card in the first place. So moving on, I think I might want to bring in the likes of Ronaldo to my team and Paul Pogba. So I think those are my transfer targets ahead of the coming game weeks. It might not necessarily be in game week 5 that I'll bring them, but I'll be looking to bring these players in the coming game weeks. So let's look at I think the overall leagues that I belong to. So looking at the overall leagues that I belong to a lot of leagues, and so far I wasn't really able to move up the table in these leagues. You can see I actually even went down in most of the leagues I belong to, but in the general leagues, overall leagues, in the Chelsea rank I went down, but in the Nigerian rank I went up. In the game week 1 rank I went higher, and overall rank in the world I think I went high just a little bit. So from here, there are a lot of players I'll be looking to either bring in or take out of my team. So we've come to the conclusion of the team review and game week review for game week 4. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about the watch list ahead of game week 5, and also the transfers target that you should actually think of considering for your team in the coming game week. So don't forget to stay tuned to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button like I said, turn on the post notification icon so that when I post the next video, you are going to get it right on your phone or whatever device you use to watch my videos. Please, once again, I apologize for the terrible audio that I'm having. It's just, I just want to make sure I make this video for you guys. If not, I would have just not make this video at all because of the bad audio. But the content matters most, you understand, and I really want to keep making good videos for you guys. So stick to my channel, more and better contents coming your way. Peace, guys.